What is going on, you guys? I am back here with a follow-up video for my previous video where I talked about the top 10 cheapest mods that I have on my BMW E90 328i LCI. I'm here to follow it up with this video where I'm going to be talking about the top 5 most expensive modifications I have on this car right now. I think this will be an interesting one for you guys. So it's going to be like my last video where I start at 5, which is going to be my 5th most expensive mod that I have on this car, to number 1, which is my most expensive mod that I have on this car. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So at number 5 here, I have my AFE cold air sealed intake that I got for $533 straight from AFE. Now this air intake is really expensive for the stuff you don't get. When you get an air intake, usually it adds some sort of performance or adds some sound. But this one doesn't really do either, I think. I do have a tune that I think maybe helped it add some power to the car, but I'm not 100% sure even about that. And it didn't really add any nice, intake noises or anything. There's some, like, when you first start up the car, you can kind of hear some intake noises, but then it starts to go away as the engine warms up for some reason. So, yeah, for $500, this I don't think was worth it. The cool thing about this air intake though is that it is CARB approved for people who live in California, since we have all these strict car rules and laws and emissions rules and whatnot. So that's a plus about getting this one. So that's one positive thing. And another thing is that it's sealed, so it doesn't really suck in hot air since it's right next to the engine. But I feel like they could have just added just some sort of a open heat shield, like if you saw my video where I installed the CTS turbo intake on my 335i. That just has a sort of a shield. It's not completely sealed like this one. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one for an intake. I believe there's cheaper intakes out there, so I will link it down anyway if you want to check it out, because it is sealed. So I feel like that, and it's CARB approved. I believe if it's not sealed or it just has an open shield, heat shield, it's not going to be CARB approved. So just gonna throw that out there. That may be a deciding factor if you want to buy it or not. But I will link it down below if you do want to check it out. At number 4 here, I have my BC Racing Coilovers, and these are quite the opposite from my AFE intake. These were worth every penny. These cost me $995, pretty much $1,000. This is honestly probably my most important / favorite mod, since it allowed me to get the ride height that I want. Since on the xDrive, the stock ride height is really horrible to look at. It is super. The wheel gap is like really bad for xDrive cars and their stock ride height, because something to do with the suspension. Like the top hats are different because it's all-wheel drive in the front. So the front sit up really, really high, and it just has this horrible wheel gap. But with these coilovers, they help me eliminate all of that, and it has the fitment that you see now on the car, the literally perfect fitment, or perfect for me at least, since I don't like my car super low. But it pretty much just hugs the wheels just how I like it, and they are fully adjustable. You can adjust the dampening, the stiffness, and the ride heights, and the spring load. Literally everything for $1,000. Usually you'd have to pay like $1,500 to $2,000 to get the full adjustability, like from KW or Bill Stein. But these I haven't had any issues with these. Like, I absolutely love these. Probably one of the best mods I have on this car. At number 3 here, I have my custom headlight retrofit that I got on my stock headlights almost a year ago. So I had my stock headlights retrofitted with aftermarket halos to get the bright angel eye look, since the OEM one just didn't do it. Like, probably like one of the most annoying things about this car before I did that was that the BMW signature look of the angel eyes, for some reason on the E90 generation or the LCI, they just weren't able to get it to light up completely so that both circles were completely lit up. So pretty much the best thing to do is get aftermarket halos. So that is what I did. I got a set of angel eye halos from this company called BAV Group Designs, which they are known for doing all sorts of angel eye rings and other lighting aftermarket parts for headlights. And these halos easily fix that issue I just described about the stock Angel eyes, these are perfect, easily one of my, at least, most favorite mods I have on this car. My most prized possessions on this car are my headlights, because the rings, the aftermarket rings, just look so good. They give it the signature BMW look with the angel eyes, and they are bright white. That they are bright. Sometimes, like when I'm driving in the evening, I don't even need my headlights because they're just that bright. They just light up the area of the road in front of me. Anyway, like the price of these was $1,285 for the labor, the halos, the housing paint, since I did have the installer paint the housing black inside, and I upgraded the low beam bulbs to a brighter white look since they would match the halos. So in total, it cost $1,285 for this headlight retrofit. Now, if you're thinking about doing something like this, that's probably what it's going to be. You are able to do these yourself. It is possible, but it is very complicated and a long process, and it just takes a lot of skill and patience. I was thinking about doing it, but I felt like I was gonna mess something up, so I'd rather just have someone who does this all the time do it for me. So I had one of BAV Group's certified installers install all this stuff for me. This guy who has a little business doing headlight retrofits, his business name is Evil Headlights, and they are certified by BAV Group Designs to install their halos. So if you're thinking about getting some rings from BAV Group Designs, make sure you do one of the certified installers if you aren't going to do them yourself. But if you live in Southern California, he is the only one that is certified by BAV Group to install their rings. So just be aware of that. I will link his Instagram and the halos down below if you are thinking about doing this retrofit. At number 2, I have my M Sport body kit conversion for the front and rear bumper. So originally I had the non-M Sport bumpers when I first got this car, but I upgraded to the M Sport front bumper and M Sport rear bumper, and I had to get whole new bumpers, and I had to get them painted. So the total for both of the bumpers, the shipping and the paint for both bumpers, came out to $1,450. I would also like to mention that I installed these bumpers myself, so I saved quite a bit on labor since I did the work myself. And for the paint, my aunt's husband has his own body shop, so he gave me a pretty nice discount to paint them for me. So if you were to do this without a discount and to have someone install the bumpers for you, you'd probably be looking at like $2,000, $2,500 for everything, for the labor, for the bumpers, for the paint, for everything. So if you are able to install them yourself, you can save like $500 there. Or if you know somebody who has a body shop, you can probably get a discount. Or if you're gonna wrap them because your car's wrapped, you can just wrap it yourself. But yeah, one of the most expensive things is my body kit, but as you can tell, it completely changes the look of the E90. It just makes the car look completely different and way more aggressive. And honestly, I think the M Sport version of the E90 Generation 3 series is the best looking BMW they have ever made, next to the F80 M3. But that's just my opinion. I just think those two BMWs look absolutely gorgeous, literally almost perfect. If you are thinking about doing that conversion with the M Sport bumpers, it is very pricey, but I think it's worth every penny. And you can definitely install these yourself if you have the tools and the space, like a driveway or a garage or whatever. You can definitely find guides online and YouTube videos, since that's what I did when I installed mine and I was able to do it. And that'll save you quite a bit of money, a good $500 there, but it's still pretty expensive since it's still $1,450. I got both of the bumpers online from a website called Mod Bargains. They have all sorts of aftermarket parts for BMWs and a bunch of other cars. I do believe they have their own shop too in LA somewhere, so if you live in LA, you can have them install it for you if you don't want to install it. I will link both bumpers down below in the description if you want to check those out. Now, coming in at number 1 as the most expensive mod, part, thing, whatever, on this car are my wheels. Now, I have a set of Asante ABL 12 wheels in gloss black. I have a staggered set, so I have 19 by 9.5 in the rear with an offset of 45, and then 19 by 8.5 with an offset of 38 in the front. and they're wrapped in Hankook Ventus V12 Evo tires. And then the tire specs are 265/30 in the rear and then 235/35 in the front. And for all of that, both of the wheels and the tires together, the total price was $2,037. That is the most expensive thing that I have on my car, which shouldn't be a surprise since wheels are really pricey. But I absolutely love these wheels. I got them because I haven't seen a single BMW with these wheels. So I feel like I'm the only one, at least in my area, with these wheels on their E90. And as you guys have seen, they make the car look absolutely fire. Just basically completes the look of everything else on the car with these wheels. And the gloss black finish is exactly what this car needs. And then with the lime green painted brake calipers, they just make this whole car come together. So for $2,035, I think these are definitely worth every penny. I haven't gotten tired of these. I probably won't get rid of these until maybe I need to get new tires and I just want to try a different set of wheels. But yeah, these wheels are the most expensive thing on this car. So there you guys have it, the 5 most expensive things I have on this car right now. I actually made a video where I add up the total amount I've spent in mods for this car, where I mention every single mod that I have, and then give you guys a total of how much I've spent in mods on this car. I'll probably add a card in the corner if you guys want to check out that video. But yeah guys, I have done a lot of things to this 328i. And you know, a few people have asked me why did I spend that much money, or why do I spend so much money on a 328i? And I mean, my response is because like I like modding, and this is just the car that I ended up buying. Like I didn't know when I first got this car, I didn't know what the difference was between a 335i and a 328i. It wasn't until after, but I already bought it, so I just got carried away on this one. And I don't think I've done that bad of a job in terms of making it look nice. I've gotten plenty of compliments. I think this car looks absolutely fire with all the mods. And I didn't go crazy, you know, I'm not saying it's a 335i level car. It's not the fastest thing, it's not that fast, but for me it's not all about speed. Like I just enjoy modifying and making it my own. I did add some performance mods if you guys didn't know that. I have a video on that if you want to check that one out, or talk about all the mods I have, or the performance mods on it. They don't add a ton of horsepower, I added some, but for me, I'm not trying to have the fastest car. Whatever car you guys have out there, if you have a 328i, just have fun with it. Like don't let what anyone says like discourage you from doing what you want to do to your car. Just have fun with it. Another thing too, like when I first bought this car, I had no idea like how to work on cars or anything. Like because of all the stuff I've done to this car, I've learned so much about BMWs and about my car. And if I would have just bought a 335 by not knowing anything, I probably would have just gone broke, or you know what I mean? Like just gone crazy, because like I mean those things are unreliable, especially from the E90 generation, the N54. I hear from plenty of people who have an N54 that it is very unreliable, so I kind of don't regret buying an N52, because this thing has been extremely reliable. It's never left me stranded, never shut down on me, never had any serious problems except just leaks, which are on every single car in BMW. So yeah, I mean it's whatever. Like I just did what I did. Like I don't regret all the money I've spent on this car. Because of that, I found that I have a passion for this, which is why I'm making videos now and talking to you guys about it. Like I absolutely love talking about it and sharing with you guys all the stuff, anything relating to my cars and my BMWs. But because all of that money and all the stuff I've learned, I now can take care of a 335i. Granted, the N55 is way more reliable than the N54, but regardless, like a lot of the stuff I know has helped me mod and take care of that car. So I mean, I learned a great deal and I discovered I have a passion, so I don't regret anything I've done to this car. Like I absolutely am glad I've spent that much. So that's enough of that. That's gonna wrap up this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed these 2 videos. I hope you guys found them interesting. I'll link down all of the parts and mods that I mentioned in this video if you guys want to check those out. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, down below, comment them. I will read them. I like reading your guys' comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps out my channel and the video. And if you're new here, subscribe for more content like this. I'm always thinking about doing stuff to my BMWs and mods. I still got some things planned for both this car and the F30, so subscribe if you want to see that. But anyway, I will catch you guys in the next video.